Genealogy of a Holy War banner is here, so I guess it's just time to casually roll out another brave hero. Greetings and salutations, my name is Deltran. Help me build killing machines so that you can dominate in PvP and in special hero maps. If you want help earning all the orbs, feathers, and heroes the game throws at you every month, consider subscribing. So let's take a look at the 3 new heroes that are in this banner. First one we're talking about is Tale 2, the Thunder Noble. She is pretty interesting because she is a Blade Tome user, another blue Blade Tome user that's really cool. Maybe some of you are wondering who the first Blade Tome user is for blue. Don't worry about it, it's not worth paying attention to him. But anyway, of course, using the Blade Tome, we get extra damage based on all the buffs that we have been given to us. Rally speed and resistance, that's a really interesting combination. It's probably one of the better combinations that you could have as far as that goes, because that's really what you want to do. You want to have a higher resistance and a higher speed to fend off all those nuking mages. Attack and resistance too, just giving us a flat bonus all the time, no ands, ifs, or buts there. And drive speed too, so this is pretty interesting and sort of reminds me of a natural Blade Tome variant of Delphia. So that's interesting, it's pretty cool, and I'm hoping that she is really useful and has a lot of potential, but we won't know until we see the rest of her stats. Otherwise, at least looking at the kit, kit's not super exciting, but it does hint at some great potential, and it's neat that you have someone who needs a lot of help to get going damage-wise within the party, giving the party a lot back in return. I think it's good that she's not just a complete sink on resources, so we have that going for us, which is nice. Next up is Daedra, and Daedra here is the Lady of the Forest wielding Divine Naga. This is great. Not only is it effective against dragons, but it also just nullifies all the Hone style buffs on a particular target, which I don't know if you know that this is familiar or not. We saw this during the Brave banner a little while ago, something very similar on this. So Divine Naga, Might 14 weapon, effective against dragons, and just gets rid of all the buffs. I love it. That's it's great. Ardent Sacrifice is sort of strange to have on a mage in a way, but honestly they shouldn't be getting hit. I say it's strange to have on this mage though, because right underneath that we have Quick Riposte 3. So in other words, her speed is garbage, we need to get hit in order to actually deal damage, so we're going to have Ardent Sacrifice. In reality, if you end up having a unit that has Quick Riposte, they're going to go out of that range really quickly. So, you know, you need to have something that's going to have them benefit the team. So Ardent Sacrifice is a nice one just to give you this few extra hit points whenever you need it. As is Speed Ploy 3. This is great on a particular unit like this. Basically, you're already coming into this admitting that she's only going to be used once. And she's going to take out whatever you let smack her as long as it's ranged. But she's basically only going to be used once, and then after that you just keep her in the background, let her heal, let her use Speed Ploy, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully she has a good resistance. If not, then Speed Ploy is a little so we'll find out about that. Last but certainly not least is Sigurd, the Holy Knight, and boom! I mean, there goes a nuclear bomb, or more accurately, there goes a nuclear bomb being sucked up into a vacuum. First of all, you notice that he has a full kit right out the bat, and we'll take this. Actually, we'll take it in whatever order I feel like. Divine Tearfling is there, Might 16 weapon, giving you +3 resistance, just like the Brave weaponry did. And whenever you are fighting magic users, you take 50% less damage from the first attack. Wow, that's pretty cool. So it's not 80% after every other attack. There's a seal for that, so you can go ahead and just throw that on him and take care of it. Close Defense 3. Nice to see this on another unit. Nice to see it on a melee unit where you get to have an increased defense resistance whenever being attacked in melee form. Crusader's Ward. This is great. Skipping to the end, it can't be inherited. It's only ever going to be on Sigurd, so don't think about giving this away. But let's take that one word for word. If the unit receives consecutive attacks from a foe 2 spaces away, damage from the second attack onward is reduced by 50%. So with Divine Tearfling, you got 50% reduction on that first hit, then 80% reduction on every other hit after that. You don't need that seal. you could put a completely different seal on here and be very, very happy. You already have close defense. Maybe you want to go ahead and, I don't know. I'm going to say speculation here for a moment. Let me just finish off saying that then there's Speed Smoke 3. The smoke skills are great. I'm glad to see a second one is now out there. Speed Smoke was something that I've been excited for ever since I saw Attack Smoke first introduced to the game. Having Speed Smoke there does basically tell me that his speed is probably garbage, and that's fine. He could take those hits. Even if he has the typical horse hit points, he's still going to be able to take those hits. So let's talk a little bit more about these units in depth. I want to go back through them real quick, just talking about, first of all, our new Blade Tome user, Taotiu. It is an interesting kid. It's nice to see that she is being able to help out the team as much as she is getting help, because once again, a Blade Tome user is a big investment. Several of them can do some things on their own, especially in PvE. I mean, there's been many times whenever I have had a Nunu go off on her own without any support, and she's still just fine. So that's good. But of course, once in a while, you do need to actually buff them up, and that's the reason why they're there. If you have a particularly hard target, you do need to have a whole buff bot there, and having one whole unit to power up another one has obviously proven to be a useful strategy. Otherwise, we wouldn't see it, we wouldn't be talking about it, but having 2 units essentially kill one target is not that special. That happens all the time in this game. So whenever you see a unit like this that's actually helping out, it does make it such that it's not necessarily, oh, I have 2 units merged into one that just, is going around killing things. No, there's a little give and take there. And that is very appropriate, because that way you can actually continue to respond to things dynamically on the battlefield, which I really like. Daedra, of course, has Divine Naga there. That's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful tome. I'm pretty excited about its uses, and I'm excited for her kit, too. She has a very useful kit. As I mentioned before, it's good to see that you have a kit that is focused for your after actions, because then she could still help out, instead of being like, oh, okay, good, I have 3 good heroes and 1 frail one I need to put in the back. You don't really want to frontline her still, but regardless, she could be a useful thing. And maybe it's a trap. Maybe it's just trying to get you to keep her up front so that somebody else can run up and hit you because you're too dumb to measure range. I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. I think this just opens up options, and that is really exciting. I wanted to reiterate them again because they are not they're not necessarily throwaway. They're not fodder, and compared to Sigurd, they look like it. So, I mean, let's talk about this again. He has 50% off the first magic hit, 80% off of any consecutive magic hits, which he's not a ranged attacker. If anyone's going to double him, and it looks like everybody's going to double him, he's going to get that deduction. So he's not even taking a whole hit, basically, from mages, which is awesome. He has his close defense 3 there, help shoring up melee hits, so this guy is pretty beefy. Even if he does not have good defensive stats, he suddenly does now. So I wonder if his attack might actually be really worthwhile. I'm eager to see what's going on here. He does have that it's not boof. There's no boofing here. He has a buff to resistance from Divine Tierfling. And looking at the attack smoke, he's probably, that's a great defensive measure and offensive measure. There's definitely ways to spin that. Now, here's the funny thing. Let's assume he has at least okay hit points and okay, or maybe even slightly lower than okay defenses. He's going to be taking lots of hits. He's going to be taking hits left, he's going to be taking hits right, forward, he might even take some backward, hopefully none underneath or above. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. Anyway, if he takes all those hits and then he suddenly dies, he comes with miracle stock. He's living, guys. He's still on the battlefield, ready to stand and deliver. Holy cow, this thing just can't go away. I have a spot on my bench next to Alphonse for Brave Ike now. It's just crazy. I don't actually have a spot. They're different colors. There's definitely different uses for them. But whenever Brave Ike came out, everybody thought that was like the epitome of defense. And then you take a look at this and you go, oh, I see what the epitome of defense is now. And if this is a red sword lord, I don't know if Sigurd's a lord, actually. But he probably is, because he's a knight. Sorry. Regardless, if you have a red sword unit that can still deal out a lot of damage, has a garbage speed but has a way to patch that up, and then has all these awesome defenses to boot, I mean, wow. I am afraid to see what this guy performs like on Horse Emblem. I think that if you're questioning whether or not you should pool on this banner, first of all, if you're excited for the Genealogy banner, then yeah, go ahead and pool. All these units are great. If you're not so sure, just take your 5 orbs, your 500 orbs, whatever you have, and pull red. Because seriously, this is what you use to define and redefine a meta. Right here, Sigurd. I'm just so impressed. I can't get over it. There's going to be so much to do with this particular unit, and I bet you there's some things that you can tweak on here to make him even more terrifying, even though he does come with a whole kit. And all of these skills are good. A lot of people might be looking at Miracle thinking it's not great. Think about it. He's going to be taking tons of hits. He's going to use Miracle. If he's going to charge, and he's going to get to use it. So, I think this is a wonderful kit right out the gate. Yeah, I have nothing more to say. I really am in awe of this particular build. And hey, do me a favor, if you like these reviews, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like your Fire Emblem information hot and fresh like Grandma's cookies, hit that subscribe button. My name is Deltran. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it.